Good morning, Begbrook, and good morning, reception. I hope you're all well and you've had a lovely Easter break, and you are nice and ready for another week of distant learning. So welcome back. We missed you so very much. And for 3 o'clock read today, I'm going to read you a story, and it's called Stanley's Stick. And it's written by John Hagley and illustrated by Neil Layton. What do you think this book might be about, reception? Let's see if the book title will give us a clue. So, it says Stanley's Stick. And there's a picture of a little boy, and he's holding a stick in his hand. Do you think it might be a book about a stick? Let's read and find out. Stanley stands on Stockport Station with his stick. Stanley always carries his stick with him. Wow, did you notice, reception? There are lots of sounds in that sentence. That's called alliteration. And alliteration is when words that are close to each other begin with the same sound, the same letter. So like Stanley stands on Stockport Station. Can you hear? There's lots of sounds in that sentence. I wonder if you might be able to listen to the rest of the story and pay attention to the alliterations. So Stanley stands on Stockport Station with his stick. Stanley always carries his stick with him. And there's Stanley standing on the platform with his mum and dad. And he's waiting for the train. I wonder, where is Stanley off to? Stanley's stick was once part of something tall and grand, and it will never return. But it can still be a stick as best as it can. There's the stick on the floor. And it's next to a very tall tree with lots of branches on there. Do you think this stick might have fallen off from one of the branches from off the tree? I think you're right. It's quite straight, isn't it? Stanley looks very pleased. Stanley has lots of stick activities, like pretending the stick is a whistle or a banana that's quite straight. You don't have to be great to be great. Like pretending a stick is a match to catch the world aflame. There's a game after sticky game. Look, it's a dinosaur that isn't extinct. It's called Stickosaurus. Get it? Stickosaurus. Grrr. Stanley has tried out some names for his stick, like Starry and Moon. But those names were all the wrong shape. For a while he liked Starry, but that's better for a spoon. I get it. Starry, because he's stirring his tea with a stick. I quite like that name. Stanley's stick is good for writing in the sand, in languages only Stanley can understand. What do you think he's written there? Let's have a look. I think he's written his name. It says Stanley was here. Stanley was here. And 4 times now, He has used a stick to pick up slugs from pathways, platforms, and pavements, thus saving them from a fate worse than feet. Oh, look at the slug. He looks rather relieved. What do you think might have happened to him if he was left on the path? I can see lots of people are going past. Do you think he might have been squashed? Stanley's friend Bertie had some string, and sometimes they tied the string to the stick's end and go pretend fishing. Because the fish are pretend, no fish get hurt, says Bertie. So here is Stanley standing on the station, taking his stick for a short stay. Ooh. At the side of the sea with his mum and dad. The train pulls in. There he is. Down at the sea, Stanley goes down to the side of the tide. His folks take stock of Stanley standing in the sand, stick in hand. What is he doing? There's his mum and dad, and there's Stanley. What do you think he's about to do with his stick? Let's see what we can find out. Maybe the boy thinks it's time for the stick to be taken for someone else to enjoy. Oh, there's Stanley, deep in thoughts. Stanley hurls his stick into the wide tide. Gosh, what a tiny splosh for something that has been so big in Stanley's days. There's Stanley throwing the stick and splosh. The sea picks up the stick and tucks it into itself. Stanley is stickless. There's Stanley. And there is the stick. The next morning, back at their spot on the beach, the tide is out. Stanley treads towards the spreading sea. Boats ride seaback out on the distance. Stanley decides to look for interesting sticks, for other sticks which have been carried twiggy back upon the turning tide. There's Stanley, walking along the beach, looking for another stick. Soon he stumbles upon a stick alone upon the shore. It's quite different from the stick he's had before. How do you think it's different? It's wonky. Yes, well done. The other one was quite straight, wasn't it? This stick is an unusual saxophone. Stanley thinks of home and begins to blurt a tune for Bertie. He's pretending it's a saxophone. Now Stanley stares at the sea through his stick telescope. It's wonky. And this stick Stanley knows the name of. It is called Fantastic. Fantastic. That's a good name for a stick. Fantastic. Stanley's fantastic. There's Stanley standing in the sea with his stick. And this is a picture of John Higley, the author, and that's Neil Layton, the illustrator, the person who did all the lovely drawings. The end. It's a lovely sunny day outside, so I'm going to take my dog for a walk in the park. We both need our daily exercise, and I'm going to have a look out for some lovely sticks. I wonder if you might be able to have a look out for some lovely sticks, and maybe you can name them or pretend that they are something special and tell us all about it. Have a lovely day, reception. See you soon.